Kia ora, hello and welcome to Trust Arena here in the beautiful Waitakere in Auckland's west for the Sir Graeme Douglas International. My name is Nick Bewley and I've got esteemed company alongside for this edition. Dame Valerie Adams, Sarah Cowley-Ross, so much to get through. Go to you first, Dame Valerie. Great to have you on board this edition. What are you excited most about this meet?
Well, I'm really excited to be here. First of all, the weather is absolutely stunning, but I'm looking forward to watching the men's shot and watching Tom and Jacko go at it once more.
Can't wait for that. Sarah, I know your eyes are on the track. What's exciting you most?
Oh, I'm really looking to this men's 400 tonight. I think Lex Rebel Lewis, we could see a national record. He came so close a couple of weekends ago, but he only needs 0.02 of a second to break that barrier, but he's got stiff competition from a couple of Aussies, 45-second runners. Hopefully they can push him through.
Conditions really good here at the moment. The outside chance of a scattered shower, but they are staying away. The clouds are clear for now, around 25-26 degrees. There is a slight southerly breeze, and the decision has been made to run the back straight for the 100 metres, which of course features our Tian Welton. Can't wait to bring it all to you here on Sky Sport and Athletics New Zealand. We're up in the commentary booth now. Nick Bewley, Sarah Cowley-Ross alongside Dame Valerie Adams taking up her spot down track side as we join the coverage live here. As I was just mentioning, a lovely day in Auckland's west. We hope that threat of a shower stays away. Certainly is muggy, Sarah. I must admit, as someone based in Christchurch these days and grew up in Auckland, I forgot how humid it was here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, kia ora koutou, and it's wonderful to be sitting alongside you this afternoon, Nick. It is hot, it is a bit steamy, I have to say. We've just got a cold refreshment on board. Usually we'd have a coffee, but it's just straight to the cold ones today. Yeah, indeed, much needed. As we take a look at our men's triple jump field, just being introduced to the crowd here. A great crowd too, building here at Trust's Arena. I understand and 3,000 tickets snapped up so far, and you've just stumbled across the stream or you're watching us via Sky Sport in the area, certainly encourage you to come on down and enjoy some fantastic track and field action we have for you this afternoon. Here is the starters for our men's triple jump. Unfortunately, Sarah, no Olivier brothers, both Valerie and Ethan, but some quality nonetheless. Yeah, and disappointing not to see the Olivier brothers, but we wish them well. We understand there is a little bit of slight injury concern for them, but wonderful to have these internationals here. We had Teta Anang at a number of the Summit Circuit meets prior to the Sir Graeme Douglas, so great to have such an international field here out west.
Certainly is, yeah. Brandon Jones, Teta Anang and Liam Glue have all surpassed 16 metres in terms of their personal bests. So who knows if they can be at that level today. We certainly hope so. In terms of events that have already concluded just prior to our coverage beginning. The women's shot put a little bit earlier this afternoon, and I can inform you that Natalia Rankin-Chitar took out the women's shot put. Best put of 15.88 metres, just about 8 centimetres down on a personal best she set a couple of weeks ago. So she'll be relatively happy with that, I would have thought.
Yeah, beautiful conditions for the throwers out here today as they warm up the circles. We see some of the highlights now for the big boys later on today. That's going to be one of the marquee events of this program, where we look to see Jacko and Tom, as Dame Valerie mentioned in our introduction, going head to head for the first time since Paris.
Yeah, cannot wait for that. 20-5 it gets underway, and we will bring you the action from the shot put circle throughout that competition. Of course, Tom going through that adversity at Paris last year, a torn adductor, sort of mid-rotation. The poor fella has had to, so this is his first competition back. Jacko, it's his first competition of the calendar year. And look, they always put on a show, don't they?
They love a show, those two. And it'll be interesting to see where they're at. You know, there's a big year in terms of an international calendar as well. We've got the World Indoors happening next month in China, and then the World Outdoor Championships later in the year in Japan and Tokyo.
And it was great to see recently, in fact, Tom declare that, you know, he's very much pushing forward to a new 4-year Olympic cycle, go through to the age of 36 and see what he can do. He very much feels he can still compete with the best of them. So we hope to see at least a first marker on that 4-year journey here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International this afternoon. Plenty of action to come on the track as well. I know, Sarah, you mentioned the men's 400 metres and Lex Revel-Lewis threatening that national record that I believe has stood for something like 27 years, 1998, I think the mark there. That will be one to look forward to personally. This is the first time live, get eyes on young Sam Ruth, who is just doing incredible things in middle distance running. He's running in the 1500 metres, and then of course in the sprinting as well, the likes of Tian Welpton and the class of Bree Masters over from across the Tasman and the Australian and the women's 100 as well. But our focus here now is on the men's triple jump, just getting underway. This is Brandon Jones out of Belize.
I don't think I've ever seen a Belize competitor in New Zealand, so welcome, Brandon Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to know the flight chart you had to do to get here. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to learn more about Belize, actually. But some great colours, the red and blue. And he means business. Brandon Jones looking to lay down an early mark, as mentioned, a personal best over 16 metres, 16.22. Season's best of 15.38. There's Liam Glue of Australia and the Adidas black to the right. I always love seeing these athletes just in the final throes of their run-up, kind of going through that visualisation, that preparation, just starting to activate those muscles and be ready to go once they begin that journey.
Yeah, everyone has their own routine.
Oh, look at this.
And look at this. He's come all the way to New Zealand, so let's get behind him.
The sunnies are on as well. He's cool. Brandon Jones, he's loving it. Here we go. See in the body language, he looks relatively happy with that in terms of a first attempt. The white flag is up, so it will be measured. I want to see that information come through in our men's triple jump competition. Our first event on track will be in around 12 minutes time. It'll be the men's 400 metre hurdles, and just on the 400 hurdles, Sarah, Jonathan Maples putting down a nice time, a personal best time on the 25th of January at the Cooks Classic, and he'll be looking to improve on that with some international calibre athletes in the field.
Yeah, I really like the form that Jonathan Maples has been in this summer across some of the flat distances as well. He had a great 400 at the Capital, and in the 200 as well. I've seen him over the summer circuit. He's the two-time national champion, but he got silver last year, so he's sort of on a bit of redemption, which is cool as we go to the triple jump.
There is Liam Glue. Bounding down. And he looks relatively satisfied as well, up on his feet. Quick, smart, out of the sand, and that will be measured as well. See if we can get some early information as to how Brandon Jones went. It was a 15.31. And we missed the attempt of the first attempt of Matt Walsh, who began with a 14.02. So Brandon Jones of Bullies currently in front, but it's been immediately surpassed by Liam Glue with, I understand here, a 16.29. Well, we were talking about going in excess of 16 metres, and what do you know, straight off the bat, Sarah, Liam Glue has shattered his personal best. If that information in front of us has come through, that's a huge PB for Liam Glue, 16.29. So he's taken that 27 centimetres past his old PB, and he's having a chat to his coach there and looks absolutely elated, as he should be.
That's a brilliant opening jump from Liam Glue. Don't have a wind reading yet, but we'll try and get it for you as we see Scott Thompson on the runway.
Scott Thompson, the 32-year-old out of Auckland. No doubt with friends and whānau here in attendance at Trust Arena. Two-time national champion. They have overstepped the red flag there for Scott Thompson. Yeah, that wind, Sarah mentioned in the introduction, but just a light southerly, which now the 100-metre sprinters have asked for that back straight. So they'll be sort of coming over their left shoulder a little bit later. Of course, that all-important wind reading when it comes to PBs, when it comes to records. Certainly hope to get that accurate reading. We talk a lot about wind up here in the broadcast, but with good reason.
So the legal limit is 2.0. So any athletes that are wanting to post a qualifying time or set their own, legal personal best. If anyone gives you their personal best, it's a bit windy, give them a little side eye. I would, but try and. These guys here are having to really manage the tailwind behind them and the horizontal jumps. This requires both patience and making sure you hit your checkpoints bang on.
Just speaking of that, Teta Anang first up out of Australia and just overstepped there. So that's just the fine margins, isn't it, when you've got that wind to contend with as well. Teta Anang, 31-year-old with the personal best, a legal personal best of 16.33 metres. Up steps Matt Walsh now, 25-year-old out of Canterbury. Enjoying the music here in the stadium as well, creating a bit of extra atmosphere and vibe. Here comes Matt Walsh. And just pulling up a touch lame there, unfortunately, for Matt. Hopefully that's just a slight tweak of the ankle as opposed to anything more serious, and he can continue his competition. But just been an adjustment of the shoe.
Quick to get that spike off. That hopefully is not the end of his day. And we look forward to seeing on the runway next, all the way from Belize, the national record holder, Brandon Jones, currently sitting in second in the early stages of this triple jump competition.
There he goes again, racking up the crowd. And they respond in kind. 15.31. His first attempt. Long strides. And not quite for Brandon on that occasion. And 4 more goes at it.
So great speed on the runway there. You can see him charging down, but it's a fine balance between speed and control, being able to convert that horizontal power and still execute, as we see here, to kind of quite get that step away, and the little slight twist of the ankle there.
It's just that final step, wasn't it, off the left, went awry. So we go back to Liam Glue, who had that tremendous first attempt, 16.92. We wait for that wind reading, but that is, if legal, a huge PB. Can he go even further? Here he comes, the Aussie, and no, not quite at the satisfactory standard that he liked about his first run. So after all of our competitors have had the 2 attempts, it remains Liam Glue out in front. 4:05, so in 10 minutes time, our first track event of the afternoon here at the 2025 Sir Graeme Douglas International. You can see the competitors just going through their final bits of preparation over on the back straight for the 400-metre hurdles. The women are after the men. The men at 4:05, the women at 4:15. Scott Thompson and the triple jump.
So when these athletes are running through like this and having difficulty being able to execute the 3 phases, it's so important that when they go to start their jump, that they're going off the same sort of breeze as their run-ups, as their warm-up run-ups, and as their first attempt. Sometimes you can't get it right. You can't get the wind to always go in your favour, but these are the fine margins that these athletes are having to sort of overcome to be able to get their performance out there.
There's Teta Anang now out of Australia. And a foul with his first. And plenty of speed. Wind up using those arms. Prowl him down the straight again. And you can see the frustration evident. Oh, so close.
Yeah, and the core strength of these guys to be able to hold those positions while they're propelling them forward through every phase. What I really like about Anang is that his personal best is from 2016, and he's still going. He's still a 16-metre jumper, and clearly still has a lot of time for the sport.
Some of our 400-metre hurdlers just waiting for their cue. James Hansen there in the left corner, 19-year-old out of Marlborough, another recent personal best. Looking at the vision, no doubt, immediately to see if they can even analyse and pick up minor adjustments, subtle adjustments that can be made, make all the difference.
Yeah, that's Mariah O'Nori there, helping out competitor. So we can see Walsh here, the Kiwi. And clearly, unfortunately, not in a good way there.
That ankle from the second attempt still proving troublesome. Very much you wonder if more harm than good can be done at this stage. I'm sure you want to continue his competition, so we wait and hope that Matt Walsh can continue. There's our man Brandon Jones out of Belize, 15.31 with his first attempt. Foul on the second. And it's become his customary introduction, getting the crowd to applaud as one.
I love it. Come on, Belize.
The necklace, all of the chains in the mouth. It's great to see. Sonny's on. Here he goes. Brandon Jones. That will be a legitimate attempt, and we wait to see. Slight shake of the head, but a smile nonetheless. See if that is an improvement on his first attempt.
Elena Brown there helping him. Former coach, actually.
There you go.
There you go.
And it is an improvement for Brandon Jones by 31 centimetres, 15.62. Still occupying second position. Here is Liam Glue coming up to the midpoint of this men's triple jump competition, the Sir Graeme Douglas International. Glue cleared for takeoff.
See him here, going through his paces, waiting for the wind, exploding down the runway.
Not quite for Liam Glue on that occasion, and the red flag goes up for a foul. So at the midpoint, the men's triple jump, it remains that man, centre of your screen, Liam Glue out in front, 16.29. Brandon Jones in second position, Matt Walsh with 14.02 in third position. That is closing in on his season's best as well. Just taking a look at our men's 400-metre hurdlers, just getting ready to go in a matter of minutes. We will bring you that race, of course, and rejoin the action in the triple jump. But here is our start list with a Trans-Tasman affair. James Hansen, Jonathan Maples, as just mentioned a short time ago, with a recent personal best of 52.05. Joshua Hook and Connor Fry and Angus Proudfoot from across the Tasman in Australia. Cameron Moffat and Noah Retford rounding out our field for the 400-metre hurdles. And Australians Connor Fry, Joshua Hook, both having gone under that 51-second time, Sarah. I hope that they might be able to get near on that to help bring through our man Jonathan Maples, who just had that PB.
Yeah, let's hope so for Jonathan. Here's Scott Thompson back at the triple jump. We're in round 3. Going back to that 400-metre race. That's why it's so great to have these international athletes come over. And some of the Kiwis are setting the tone and some of the Aussies are setting the tone. And when there is a standout like a couple of these 400-metre runners, 400-metre hurdlers, it lifts everyone. And so hopefully we'll see just a swarm of PBs happening all over the show.
Here's Teta Anang, sorry Sarah, once more trying to get on the board. And that looked much better. A nice clap and acknowledgement of the crowd. Still seems a little bit frustrated, but that one will be measured up. And Teta Anang, after a couple of fouls, will be on the board very shortly. Straight back to the iPhone as well to catch the coverage.
It's great that the athletes are able to use those visual cues to be able to get that feedback very quickly.
Do you have that in your day?
No. No, the coaches had to stand in between two cones, and if you were one centimetre outside, oh goodness, you got in trouble.
Here's a second look at the attempt from Teta Anang, and it's just come through a 15.88. So that sees the Australian rocket up to second position ahead of our man from Belize, Brandon Jones. So the two Aussies out in front, Liam Glue and Teta Anang, at the midpoint of this men's triple jump. But we are just moments away from our first track event of the afternoon here in Auckland's West at the Trust Stadium in Waitakere. It is the 400-metre men's hurdles. And keeping an eye from a New Zealand perspective. Lane 3, Jonathan Maples, for that personal best a couple of weeks ago. Can the Aussies drag him along, improve on that PB? Some really promising young hurdlers as well here, Sarah. James Hansen, Retford as well. Exciting for them to go up against international opposition.
Yeah, and actress 21, Cameron Moffat in lane 7, who did win the national championships last year. Keep an eye out for him. He's a decathlete as well, so many talents. And it's an absolute sizzler here.
So in lane 2, James Hansen, 3, Jonathan Maples, 4, Joshua Hook, 5, Connor Fry, Angus Proudfoot in 6, Cameron Moffat 7, and Noah Retford out wide in lane number 8. So our first track event of the afternoon, the women's 400-metre hurdles, will follow as we keep an eye on the clock. The wind down that back straight. Early on, after our hurdlers make that first turn, the wind will be at their backs, and then a little bit of a headwind. It has died off a touch as they come down the home straight in front of a great crowd that's building here in the grandstand in front of us. So our athletes take their starting positions on the blocks. In a hush, very respectful crowd.
Very respectful.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of noise in the next minute, no doubt. And a clean start. First time round.
Sir Graeme Douglas International.
And an encouraging start for in lane number 6. That's Angus Proudfoot already making ground on Cameron Moffat in lane number 6. He's taken an early advantage. Cameron Moffat in 7 holding on strong though, Sarah.
Cameron Moffat is out there, but it's the Aussies in the middle of the track that are certainly showing some great form as they come into the top bend.
Yeah, Joshua Hook in that blue, all blue singlet of the countryman Connor Fry now. They're 1 and 2, and it does look like Joshua Hook out in front with an advantage. Final hurdle to clear. Connor Fry closing, but it's going to be Joshua Hook who takes out the 400-metre hurdles. Connor Fry in second, and a strong finish from Jonathan Maples, the Kiwi, in lane number 3. That is your podium, the 400-metre hurdles, as we await the clock. And 50.99, just under that 51-second barrier for Joshua Hook. He'll be certainly pleased with that. The time for Jonathan Maples, 52.35. So 0.3 of a second down on that PB from Cooks, but certainly a strong run nonetheless. So we take a look at the replay.
See them coming into the final stages of this race. Maples gets up for third, but it's all Joshua Hook of Australia, feeling that lactic acid running through his veins as he crosses the line to take the victory here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International.
Yeah, so a season's best for Joshua Hook, and 0.09 of a second down on his PB. He'll be delighted to get under that 51-second barrier and take the win here. First track event, really encouraged though by the time from Jonathan Maples, a really late kick after that final hurdle. In terms of our other Kiwis, James Hansen, the 19-year-old from Marlborough, a PB 53.50. So that's 0.4 of a second quicker than his previous mark. And a season's best for Cameron Moffat as well, 53.61. Take a look back at our men's triple jump competition. Scott Thompson, unfortunately, not quite getting what he was after at the run-up. We do, of course, have one of our greats, Dame Valerie Adams, part of our coverage today, this afternoon. What a treat to have Dame Valerie on the mic. Roving reporter, if you like, doing some post-event reaction as we have those confirmed times there. From the men's 400-metre hurdles, the winner, Joshua Hook, in a time of 50.99 seconds. Connor Fry, Jonathan Maples, as mentioned, is 0.3 of a second outside that PB time set a couple of weeks ago. Go back to the men's triple jump now. Brandon Jones. Tell straight away he was back ready at the run-up by the crowd. He's got them fired up again.
Able to get another one away, all the way from Central America, but he doesn't like it. So walks back through, gets the red flag. But he's certainly great entertainment here, isn't he?
Oh, 100%. He is welcome at any of our summer circuit events. Brandon Jones is getting everyone engaged in the audience, which is fantastic to see.
So after the first 3 rounds, then the order changes. So we do reverse order, so the person who's leading the competition goes in last. So out of the 5 jumpers, Blue will take the last jump now in the new order.
Teta Anang engaging the audience as well. Best with his previous attempt, 15.88. Here he goes. No.
Gosh, when he gets hold of it, if he can hold it, if he can hold those positions and is able to execute, he is really going to use that speed he's generating, because he is just flying down that runway.
So a couple of attempts to go for Teta Anang to improve on his 15.88. Liam Glue, our current leader, up next. And in a short moment's time, before we take in the 400-metre hurdles for the women, our roving reporter, Dame Valerie Adams, New Zealand's greats, will catch up with our men's 400-metre hurdles winner, Joshua Hook. Is Liam Glue, is he happy? He's certainly looking back and wants to see that white flag up in the air and raised. There it is. Will that be an improvement on what's already provided its illegal win to 16.29 personal best?
Great to see all those kids on the fence line there.
Well, let's go down to Dame Valerie Adams. She has our winner of the men's 400-metre hurdles.
Josh Hook from Australia, congratulations on winning that first race of the Sir Graeme Douglas meeting. How does that feel out there?
Oh, awesome. So good to get out here. Beautiful day. Absolutely stunning crowd, even for the first event, so stoked to be here.
Not bad for an Australian, I might say, but can you take us through that race?
Yeah, felt like I got out okay, and the boys on my outside were definitely pushing me around that first 200. A bit of wind behind the back, which really helped to get the strides down, and felt like I came home okay, top into the wind, and yeah, just glad to get there.
Awesome. And what's next for you on the cards? I hear that World University Games is a target this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting the times down. As much race experience as I can possibly get over these next few months leading into Sydney Track Classic and Aussie Champs later in April.
Awesome. So thank you very much, and hope you enjoy the rest of the New Zealand weather. Congratulations.
Joshua Hook there with Dame Valerie Adams, a happy winner. And University Games to come this year as well, Sarah.
Yeah, wonderful to see the World University Games back on the calendar. Hasn't been on the program since 2019, so we've got some really good prospects. For the athletes that are aiming for that competition. It's a massive deal, the World University Games, so hopefully we will send a big team over.
We are moments away from our second track event, which is the women's 400-metre hurdles. As we closer to the business end of the men's triple jump, but plenty to come here on the program across the track and field here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. If you're salivating at the prospect of Tom Walsh and Jacko Gill stepping into the shot put circle, I'm here to inform you that begins at 4:40, 20 minutes to 5, and we'll have the best part of an hour. If you're a big Tian Welton fan, men's 100 metres, that is at 4:50, so that's certainly when it starts to get super busy. So the women's 100 at 5 to 5 as well, the 400 for both the men and women, and the 1500 at women at 5:45, the men at 5 to 6 to round out our program. Here is Scott Thompson once more, hoping that this one will be what he's after, and unfortunately that red flag goes up for Scott Thompson. Some illegal attempt proving elusive. Let's take a look at the field for the women's 400-metre hurdles. Sophie Hancock in lane 2, the lone New Zealand representative, a quartet of Aussies, and Alicia Bennett, Isabella Guthrie, Marley Wilkinson and Daniela Roman. And in lane number 7, out of Japan, Aisha Ibrahim. See there, based on those personal bests, Marley Wilkinson with the quickest time of this field. And a cool opportunity for young Sophie Hancock of the Hamilton City Hawks in lane number 2. She was a bronze medalist at the New Zealand secondary schools last year. Sophie Hancock. As we go back to Brandon Jones, our man in the men's triple jump. And the head goes back, just not quite where he wanted to be in that attempt. Back with the women's 400-metre hurdles now. And there is the starting gun, and it's a clean start. Sophie Hancock in the inside lane, number 2. A strong start out wide though from the Japanese competitor Aisha Ibrahim, and the lady making ground at the minute, that might be Marley Wilkinson in lane number 5, has already gone past her countrywoman Daniela Roman. Down that back straight where the wind is at their backs. And it looks like Marley Wilkinson in lane number 5 out in front. Sophie Hancock, the young Kiwi, looking to improve on her personal best in lane number 2 as they make their way on this final bend and down the home straight. In fact, it's Ibrahim, who's starting to close here. A really strong last kick as the lactic acid builds and she gets there, the Japanese athlete in lane number 7. A really strong push in that last 50 or so metres. Absolutely spent straight onto the haunches. And it is Aisha Ibrahim who takes out the women's 400-metre hurdles.
And what a run from the Japanese athlete, out running on the outside and in that home straight, stuck to her race pattern, her race stride, and was able to hold it together as all the athletes fall onto the track. Because that is a brutal race.
I was just wanting to ask you that. Obviously, your heptathlete background. Is it the most brutal? The 400 hurdles?
Well, some people say that it's the 400 because with the hurdles you have that psychological to the next hurdle, to the next hurdle. But I would say a 1500 in a decathlon is pretty tough, actually. Yeah. Been scenes kind of reminiscent of this, but the bodies would be on the track for much longer. But Abraham, what a brilliant run for her, and able to get some really valuable World Athletics points as this is a bronze meeting. and it's fantastic to have the international flavour here in West Auckland.
Back to the men's triple jump we go with Liam Glue, our leader. And that one is going to be measured up. Let's see if he has improved on his current best of 16.29. He had a 15.80 his fourth attempt. Looking down from our vantage point to Dame Valerie Adams as our winner. Aisha Ibrahim takes even more breaths in. Understandable, give her a bit of a break before we hear from her. But here are the results, and a personal best time as well for Aisha Ibrahim. 57.54. A PB too for the young Hamiltonian Sophie Hancock. 1 minute, 1.93 seconds. That's all you ask for, right, when she's going up against a high calibre field.
Yeah, wonderful for Sophie, ducking under that 62-second barrier. And brilliant run for her. PB is a PB. You can't take that away from anyone.
Just waiting our penultimate attempts, excuse me, in the men's triple jump. Can say that Liam Glue still out in front with that 16.29 in the first attempt. And he'll wait to see if anyone comes past that in the next couple of minutes. But while she is back up and has recomposed herself, Aisha Ibrahim is standing by with Dame Valerie Adams.
And congratulations on a wonderful race, winning the 400-metre women's hurdles. How did it feel out there?
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Yeah, and I love it.
Good. And when is your next competition?
I guess 3 or Japanese, no, sorry, so tired. I can't speak English well. Japanese still winter season. I don't decide yet.
And it's a big year for Japan. They're hosting the World Championships in Tokyo in September. Are you looking forward to that? And is Japan looking forward to that?
I want to go Japan National Championship, but I'm so nervous, but I will do my best.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck for the rest of the season. Back to you.
Cheers, Dame Valerie with Aisha Ibrahim. You can rest up now, relieved of media duties and competing duties here this afternoon. That is tough going. And you're trying to, I can't even imagine that, Sarah. It's hard enough sometimes, my only language is English, and trying to figure out the words that are going to be spat out of my mouth, let alone, you know, all the, must be mental gymnastics going on, and then, oh, okay, my second or potentially third language need to answer the questions. It's all go.
Wait for it after a 400-metre hurdle.
After 400-metre hurdles, which I think is up there with most brutal event here on the program at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. So fair play to young Aisha Ibrahim. You can see the men's javelin not too far away as well from that competition. Taking a look at the men's triple jumpers to see where things are at in that competition. They might be calling it potentially. Surely not. Just see a couple of shoes off. Of course, next up from a track perspective, really looking forward to bringing this to you in about 6 or 7 minutes time. It's our men's para 100 metres, and our best 100 metre sprinters from a Paralympic perspective. We've got the likes of Will Steadman out of Canterbury, Mitch Joint, of course, went to Paris last year, the current New Zealand record holder in the T64 category. Zachary Orbell and Jackson Woolley, young Jackson Woolley, the current New Zealand Secondary Schools champion as well. So that is next up on track in about 7 minutes' time. But still our focus until then will be on this exciting men's triple jump competition. Some competition within a competition. Sarah, who can get the loudest clap from the crowd is Teta Anang.
Teta Anang, he needs to do better than 16:29 to leapfrog his Australian teammate. Here he goes.
That looks good. Oh, let's wait and see.
Has he saved his best for today to his last jump?
Teta Anang, 15.88 as things stand, but just the way he bounced back up out of the sandpit there, he was immediately turned to the markers to see was it a legitimate attempt. They're having a really good look. The fine-tooth comb, all the hands up to the head.
You can tell a lot about the jump by the athlete's body language and how willing they are to get out of that pit and get that jump measured.
It's very close. The anticipation.
And can you believe it? 16:29.
Oh, stop it.
So currently on countback, he is leading this competition. Wow, such drama in the final stages of this triple jump.
Oh, the pressure now back on Liam Glue, centre of your screen.
Now, Glue needs further than 16:29, or he needs further than 15:88, which is Anang's second best
Second
jump.
best, rightio. Here it goes. Ooh, and he's back up on his feet in a hurry, Liam Glue. More drama here at the men's triple.
Now these athletes would love you guys to come down and get some autographs, get some selfies with these boys.
Wow, dramatic end.
That might have been clear, that 15.88 as well. Wait and see.
Has he got the backup to beat his mate? No, I'm looking. Can we tell from the body language? It seems like Glue is pretty happy.
16.12.
There we have it.
So on countback, I'll talk about clutch. Liam Glue, he was a man under pressure all of a sudden there in that final round after Teta Anang matched his attempt at 16.29. But on countback, Liam Glue will be our winner of the men's triple jump here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. That is about as good as it gets in terms of competition.
As good as it gets
sporting theatre.
On the final jump, that we have a change in leader, and then we have another change in leader on the final jump. Take a bow, triple jumpers. They had some tricky winds to handle out there today. We look back at the winner of this competition as he goes through those phases, and when you do have a tailwind like these jumpers have had today, and it is strong, you do go faster. But what that means is that you have to be so strict on your positioning to be able to use that speed into those three phases, from the hop to the step and then into the jump.
Back onto the track now, and here is our next event, the men's para 100 metres. Some of our very best current Paralympians in the field. Will Steadman, Port Hills Club in Canterbury, 5-time medalist at the Paralympics. Made his Paralympic debut back at Rio 2016. And of course, different categories here, but when I was looking through the PBs, you know, this is going to be a fascinating race in its own right.
Yeah, it'll be a great contest between these athletes, and it's wonderful to have such an integrated program, to have the para athletes with the other athletes out here today. Paris Paralympics set the world alight,
Yep.
and it was such a spectacle, and having the opportunity for these para athletes who face challenges on the daily to have their chance to do sport in a way which gives them the opportunity to shine on the world stage is just brilliant.
Couldn't have seen it better myself, Sarah. as we have a look at this start list. So in the inside lane over on the back straight will be Zachary Orbell, and as mentioned there are those personal bests, so very much in and around just under that 12-second mark for both Mitchell Joint and Jackson Woolley. Will Steadman 12.28 as well early in their season. Will Steadman as well will be competing a little bit later on. He's got a busy schedule in the 400 metres. So a long jumper.
Lining up in the first of our 100 metres. This will be the para men's.
So Mitchell Joint, a finalist in the T64 category in the 200 metres at those Paris Paralympic Games last year. Mitch's category is for the single below the knee amputation. It's in lane 2 in the green. Here we go. Over on the back straight to help all our sprinters this afternoon with just a slight wind at their backs.
Again, thank you to the officials because it's not easy to put the all the equipment needed to go on the back straight.
And they're away. And it's a really good start in that third lane. And here comes Joint, though, strong at the end. Look at those strides. He takes it out. Well, it was a really encouraging start from young Jackson Woolley. But that last surge of 30 or so metres from Mitchell Joint, he pulled away.
Mitchell Joint comes home once again like an absolute steam train. This is how he's had his success on the world stage at World Championships. As we look to the replay here and check out Mitch Joint there. Amputee. And he is absolutely flying when it comes to building up that momentum throughout 100 metres.
We await those times and wind reading as well. But I don't know, might be verging on personal best time here for Mitchell Joint. His PB going in was 11.86, which of course is a New Zealand record in his category. Let's see if we can get that information. Rapid nonetheless. I'm sure he'll be absolutely thrilled. We'll get Dame Valerie alongside Mitchell Joint, our men's 100 metre para winner, in a short moment. Oh, there it is, PB Mitchell Joint. As things stand, let's remind our viewers legal wind reading, but 11.82 nonetheless, an outstanding run from Mitchell Joint. Jackson Woolley taking out second place, 12.18. As we send it down trackside to Dame Valerie. We'll come back to Dame Valerie in a short moment, just a slight audio issue. Certainly keen to get the thoughts of Mitchell Joint after that rapid run. As we get set to for our next event out on track, that's the 100 metre women's B race, which includes two of our para athletes as well. But we'll send it back to Dame Valerie with Mitch Joint.
Cool, and we are good to go, yep. And go for it.
Might have to get that second mic out of the bag, unfortunately. But look, I'm sure to summarise, if I can speak on behalf of Mitchell Joint, I'm gonna take that upon myself and just say I'm absolutely delighted with that. Surely.
Oh, I would be too. Well done, Mitch Joint, and well done to our team out there who are trying to get that interview to you at home. We're juggling a lot, but we are so happy to be here. We're so happy you're joining us. Got another exciting race on the track coming up.
Yeah, the ups and downs of a live broadcast, but look, this is what it's all about. Here's our women's 100-metre B race with our two para competitors as well in lanes 6 and 7, Kate Danaher and Paddy Walsh. Kate, a silver medalist at the New Zealand Secondary Schools in the 100 metres and a current under-20 para women's champion, T37 category. But a lot of youngsters here in the field. In fact, our youngest runner, I believe, makes me feel very old, just 14 years of age, young Eden Moyle, the Eastern Athletic and Harrier Club. These runners, Eden Moyle, Sienna Moyle, Samantha Lathwood, looking to try and get in and around that 12-second time. And it is Samantha Lathwood making a really strong start on that outside lane, and she is going to take out the women's B 100-metre race. And a quick, smart time. Samantha Lathwood out of the Takapuna Athletic Club. Just PB'd last weekend at the Auckland Championships, the 18-year-old. See that time in a short moment. She'll be elated with that. Starting to get busy here, both in and around the stadium here at Trust Arena, the Sir Graeme Douglas International. We are not too far away from our men's shot put action getting underway, including Tom Walsh and Jacko Gill. Our men's javelin competition is underway, and call this in TV a bit of a tease. We're also going to have a special presentation in a short moment's time, including my co-commentator Sarah Cowley-Ross, who looks all of a sudden surprised.
No surprise. No surprise. We're well prepared, and I'm looking forward to it. Oh, that's all I'll say. It's secret squirrel until a few minutes' time, so
that's
stay
right.
with us.
Yeah, the suspense, the suspense. And those are those times from the women's 100-metre B race and PBs. Again, see if we can get that legal wind reading. The wind is slightly at the backs of our sprinters, but Samantha Lathwood 11.86, the winning time. Eden Moyle home in 12.39. Sienna Moyle 12.54. Zana Dell there in 13.80. And Paddy Walsh, our para-athlete, with a 14.32. Our men's B 100-metre race not too far from getting underway as well.
So just to confirm, the wind on that 100-metre B race was 2.5 metres per second. So keep an eye on that wind gauge and the blustery conditions potentially, because we want it under 2.0, particularly with some of the fields that we've got coming up next.
2.0, that's that magic number to keep in the back of your minds. Of course, Tian Welton, New Zealand's fastest man. First 100-metre race for him of the calendar year. Set a blistering 6.50 over 60 metres in Canberra a week or so ago. Coming in, looking the goods.
Looking the goods. Well, he's actually been staying at the house all week, so I can tell you what he's been eating.
Hospitality. Yeah, well, breakfast, lunch and dinner at the Cowley Rosses.
No. He can cook for himself. But no, I have been cooking for him for dinner. So I know he's been having some good food, but he's in great shape. He's mentally really looking forward to getting into his work today. First 100-metre of the season. It's a bit further than 60 metres where he's absolutely be flying. It'll be great to see him what he can do with that speed he has got. just loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, can't wait for that. That is at around 10 to 5, so what, about 12 minutes time. It's really starting to get into the busy part of the schedule here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. The sprinters taking centre stage. Our shot putters are about to be introduced over on the right-hand side of the complex here, right in front of. It's great to see the embankment starting to fill up over there. Two of New Zealand's very best, and Tom Walsh and Jack O'Gill headlining this men's shot put field. Nick Palmer as well, of course. I see he's just been introduced to the crowd, has joined the 20-metre club recently. Saw him down at just outside Jelly Park the other day as Dame Sophie Pascoe announced her retirement. Nick Palmer was in the shot put circle out the back of the high performance area, going through some preparation. He competed, was it last week, I believe, or the week before? Nick Palmer got underway, I think, with a shot or a put in around that 19-metre vicinity.
Yeah, back in his home of Hawke's Bay, but I know he's adopted Cantabrian, so I know you'll claim him, Nick, but that's
right.
fine. It's wonderful to see these big boys out in action today as we see them being introduced to the crowd.
And there is Tom Walsh being introduced. Great to see Tom Walsh with a big smile on his face, back competing after the adversity he endured at the Paris Olympic Games, a torn adductor midway through the revolutions. Said he felt it pop earlier on in the competition, decided to hell with it, I might as well keep going. You only get an Olympics every 4 years, and gave it his utmost. His body, unfortunately, didn't. You were there, Sarah. I'm sure you can paint a better picture, but it was tough seeing Tom go through that, wasn't it?
Yeah, hellish for Tom and for all his team, and for those who care about him, which is a lot of New Zealand, because he's well loved. And this is actually the first competition for him today as a dad.
Yes.
So I'm sure little Billy Walsh is watching. Probably not knowing what's going on, but Dad's not home today.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So first competition for Tom is looking at the ITM, the International Track Meet, somewhat of a home event for Tom in Christchurch in a couple of weeks, and then on to Nationals in Dunedin early next month. So take a look over at the men's 100-metre B race, which is about to begin.
And they're away in heat.
A race to follow. Head on view there. It might be Troy Middleton, I believe, who's just taken the honours in the men's 100-metre B race. A couple of adjustments to the field there. I believe Kahurangi Cotterill might now be in the A race, which is about 10 minutes away. But a strong win there for Troy Middleton.
On his home track too, so nothing quite like winning at home. Middleton, personal best of 10.63, set in November 24, so let's see what he can do.
Yeah, 10.77, so just a smidge back of that personal best time, but under 11, of course, and he'll be happy with that, no doubt. A PB for Jacob Edge, who got home there in second position. And Hunter Scott as well. I hate to keep bringing Canterbury back into the conversation, Sarah, but you'll just have to excuse me. But did the triple at New Zealand secondary schools, 100, 200, 400 last year. And he's come home in third position, 10.95.
Quite happy to talk about Hunter Scott. He's been in great form this season. Set a personal best at the Capital Classic in that fast 400. He'll line up in the 400 as well later on. So I'll let you have that one, Nick.
My one and only. Him and Tom, perhaps. Will Steadman. We're just, we're oozing class from Canterbury. Tian, of course. Of course. 8 minutes away from that men's 100-metre race featuring Tian Welton. As the men's javelin field is just being introduced to the crowd here in Waitakere. And great to see back competing Ben Langton Burnell. It's been a wee while.
It has been a wee while. A wee while. It has been a while for BLB. But it's great to have him back. Now the wind on that 100-metre B race, 1.9.
There you go. hovering right at that legal limit. So it's ideal if it can just hold there for another 8 or so minutes. As we wait on the start of the men's javelin competition, but yeah, Ben Langton Burnell, personal best of 82.44 metres. That was back in 2017. Stepped away from the sport for a few years. 32-year-old now comes the North back into competition. Great to see these athletes returning to the field. There's Anna Grimaldi as well, one of our best para-athletes. Of course, she's going to line up in the women's 100-metre race, which will come after the men's 100 metres. That is at 4:55. Anna Grimaldi, bronze medalist in the T47 100 at the Paris Paralympics, and who can forget gold in the 200.
Oh, you want it? Okay, yeah, gotcha.
Looking forward to that women's race featuring Anna Grimaldi in about 10 minutes time. Let's see if we can take in some of this early action from the men's shot put while we await, as I mentioned before, a special presentation involving Sarah Kelly-Ross, who's just stepped away from the commentary booth for the time being. Feeling very lonely here all of a sudden. But looking forward to bringing you that special presentation in a short moment. So it's all go here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. We've got sprinters set to go. We've got the men's javelin almost underway and the men's shot put. As you can see there with the Athletics Auckland gazebo. Athletes staying out of that sun. It's hovering around the 25, 26 degrees. That southerly breeze coming through, and there is a javelin attempt in the background there as well. You can see Jacko Gill there with the shot. In front here is a look at where things stand, and Tom Walsh, encouraged by that, just to get underway. His first competition since the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. He's out in front, 20.71 with his first attempt, and a strong start too from Nick Palmer with a 19.19. Mentioned earlier, joining that 20-metre plus club. There is Jacko Gill with his first. And that is a legitimate attempt. Will be measured up, certainly north of the 18-metre mark, which is just outside of our camera's view there for the moment. So we will see what comes through there from Jacko Gill's first attempt in the men's shot put. And he goes straight to the front. Jacko Gill, 21.05. Lays down the early marker here in the men's shot put. His personal best, of course, Jacko, coming here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International in 2023. It was 22.12. Liam Unchuk-Wolf with his first attempt now. And I'm going to say it categorically, sporting the best head in the field. Liam. We'll see what that mark was. In and around between 14 and 16 metres. Yeah, Jacko Gill, first competition for the calendar year as well. Of course, the current national champion. Jacko getting the better of Tom around 12 months ago. All things going well, those two will square off at Nationals in Dunedin this year. Weekend the 7th and 8th of March. Sarah Kelly-Ross back in the commentary area.
Yeah, just doing a few laps of the stairs here, and I can tell you it's still hot outside.
That's good to know.
But The crowd is sensational, actually, Nick. To go outside and people are excited. They're on the back straight. They want to see these guys and they want to see them run fast.
Don't we all? Don't we all? I was just saying, though, Jacko, 21.05 for this first. And Tom Walsh underway with a 20.71. So we will intently follow that men's shot put competition featuring the top two New Zealanders in action. What a treat here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International this afternoon. But we are not too far away as we actually take in, so it could be Tom's second attempt, or yeah, it is. And he seems relatively happy with that, wants to see it measured up.
First throw for him in competition in
And we rejoin the javelin. That, I reckon, is the best so far, clearing 70 metres.
from Sullivan.
That was Oscar Sullivan, I believe,
Yeah.
certain the stadium announcer out of Australia.
And again, a great international field in this men's javelin. It's all go. We've got a lot of events going on right now.
Yeah, so in that men's javelin competition, we've got three from Japan, Jen Naganuma, Yuta Sakiyama and Kenji Ogura. And the two Australians, of which we just saw Oscar Sullivan there and Edward Rogan as well. A couple of Kiwis in the action, Doe Boats and Anthony Small. But this is our focus, the men's 100 metres over on the back straight. Hoping that wind stays at that legal marker. Needs to be under 2.0 metres a second, as Sarah was alluding to before. It was a short moment ago for the men's B race. Tian in lane number 4. Zach Saunders, Hayato Yoneto in 3. Welton 4, Caden Taylor, Joe Dolphin, the American Jolon O'Connor and Rylan Noom in lane number 8. Tian Welton, third from right from our vantage point there, as you can see on the screen. His first 100 metres race of 2025. And it's a clean start, and it's an explosive start from Tian, getting about his work now. At least 5 or 10 metres clear. Keep an eye on the clock. And a convincing win. And let's see the body language of Tian Welton. But, he looked pretty happy. It looked good, certainly from our eagle-eye vantage point here on the other side of the track. But what did you make of that, Sarah?
Well, he got out so well using that 60-metre speed. He has just obliterated this field. And what a run. And I can confirm now his time, unofficially. 10:10, meeting record. Tian Welton, we will wait for the wind, because if this is a legal wind, he will springboard up into number 2 all time.
Yeah.
And
might be a resident record as well, or improves his share of the resident record, which is with Joseph Miller.
there's an air of anticipation for this wind reading. But what a run by Welton. You know, once he got up and into his running, just the stride length on this animal that we are witnessing. As he gets a hug there from Alicia Loveridge, Tim Marshall, Casey Sims, some of our wonderful photographers not far behind.
He's pumped. Double fist pump. Big smile. He knows it's quick. There you go. You just heard it over the stadium speaker. Unofficially 10.10. And now we wait. The suspense after 10.1 seconds of very quick running. We now have this elongated wait to see if it's legal.
2.0. It's a dream result.
Couldn't ask for much more. Look, he's just heard it over the stadium announcers. Well, he can't believe it. Right on the money. Meant to be for Tian Welton. 10.10. improving by 0.04 of a second on his personal best. And as you mentioned, Sarah, second all-time for a New Zealander, 0.02 of a second behind Eddie Osei and Nketiah's record from 2022. Fantastic.
And fantastic to see that 60 time, he converts it into a personal best over 100. He has been working so hard on being able to execute, and my goodness, it's paid off for him today. And the exciting thing is this is his first 100 of the season.
Incredible. I'm surprised you haven't taken any credit for it, for your hospitality just yet, Sarah. Too modest.
Actually, it's all my husband's work. Angus Ross, that's his coach, so they're doing great things.
Very exciting. We'll get some reaction shortly. Dame Valerie Adams, I see, getting into position to chat to Tian in a short moment. But of course now, after all that excitement, we've got plenty more excitement to come. The women's 100 metres is just moments away from starting as we take a look at our competitors from left to right in lane number 2, Jackie Nazarabadi from New Zealand, Marielle Vanita. In lane number 4, Manaka Miura, Japanese athlete sporting the sunglasses. Bree Masters of Australia to the Paris Olympic Games, made the semi-finals. She is in lane number 5 and she has the quickest PB time of this field, 11.26. Brooke Summerfield in 6, Kiana Pohe in lane number 7, and our Paralympic champion, Anna Grimaldi, in lane number 8. Plenty of excitement coming up here. Hard to know where to fix your eyes. Definitely keeping an eye on Anna Grimaldi's time as well in lane number 8 on the far left on your screen as we wait for the women's 100 metres. The Bree Masters, you see Bree Masters in action in Paris?
I did, and I like the look of her season form at this moment in time. She actually scalped Zoe Hobbs at the ACG Champs a couple of weeks ago, so she's in great form. You know, to make the semi-finals in Paris is no joke.
No.
And it's great to have her back here in a track which she loves.
On the starters blocks now for our women's 100 metres. Can we see more records, meet records potentially after that blistering time from Tian Welton? Clean start, they're underway. And it is a good start there from Bree Masters, already opening up a gap on Manika Miura. And Masters takes it out. Very close for second. But the Aussie, the Olympic semi-finalist, gets the job done here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. Big smile on the face. So we take a look at the head-on replay. And it was Marielle Vanita, the Kiwi, in lane number 3, who might have just got up here. Did she hold on for second? Maybe, maybe not. Miura came back strong in the last 10 metres. But a time coming through 11.23, which is right on
Equal
PB.
Yeah. How good? Wind 1.3. There you have it. This is the place to run fast. And Bree Masters proves again she is in hot form this summer.
Well, we have just witnessed an electric 10 or so minutes on track here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. And the man very much behind that was Tian Welton, and he is standing by with Dame Valerie Adams.
I'm here with Tian, winner of the 100-metre men's race with a time of 10.10. Legal win of 2 metres. How does that feel today?
That feels pretty awesome. You know, the conditions today were just amazing. So thanks to everyone that came by to watch, thanks to the crowd, the organisers. I do wish I could have executed a little bit better with these amazing conditions, but hey, first 100 of the season, that's a hell of a way to kick it off with a PB. So only up from here, that national record is in my sights.
Fantastic. And Nanjing is on the cards for you. Looking forward to that?
Absolutely. We're still building up for World Indoors, so I haven't been doing too much top-end training. So yeah, definitely there's more room in the 100 for quicker times, but we're focusing on making a good time at World Indoors first. So absolutely.
Awesome. Congratulations and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Very happy Tian Welton there, understandably so. You know, he's saying there's more in the tank, and that national record has his name on it.
He's put Eddie Osai-Nikita on a little bit of a watch there. So, in running 10.10, he's gone ahead of Nikita Senior. So Gus Nikita with 10.11. So what stands ahead of him now is 10.08, Eddie's national record, and he's confident, isn't he? I like it.
He's smack bang in the middle of son and father there. Eddie 10.08, Tian 10.10, and Gus 10.11. The fastest ever 100-metre times by a New Zealand male. And you get the sense there is more to come. And it is great to see from a athletic standpoint that there is more to come. We might take this interview actually with Bree Masters if we're able to pick up the audio. She looks absolutely thrilled, seeing if that's coming through. We might struggle to quite pick up exactly the audio there, but a very happy Bree Masters nonetheless, an equal PB as Sarah Callie-Ross. Slight delay of our special presentation, but she is heading down trackside now for that in a short moment. Plenty to recap. If you're just joining us here on Sky Sport or via the Athletics New Zealand live stream, just had a meet record in the men's 100 metres, a new personal best for Tian Welton, a 10.10, the second fastest time ever by a Kiwi, 0.02 of a second behind Eddie Osai-Nikita's mark back in 2022. Our men's shot put is well underway as well. We hopefully get some vision through of our men's shot put competition very shortly, of course, featuring Tom Walsh and Jacko Gill. Can tell you that Jacko Gill leading the competition at his first attempt, his so far best attempt, 21.05 metres, and Tom Walsh has improved on his initial best with his third attempt up to 20.86 in his first competition since the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Men's javelin also underway. Plenty more still to come from the track. A slight break, about 20 or so minutes now before our 400 metre races, both in men and women, and of course the 1500 to conclude our track program at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. Men's long jump too, not too far away, featuring Shay Veach. All eyes on Shay Veach, his personal best, 7.99 metres. Golly gosh, he'd love to get over 8 metres with Shay Veach, and Sarah Callie-Ross will discuss with us a little bit later. Really encouraging signs for Shay Veach in terms of his recent 100 metre time. But we are going to take in this special presentation, so let's send it down trackside to Sarah.
Watch the javelin, Ethan. Well, kia ora everyone. I'm down on the infield to do a very special presentation this afternoon. I'm actually Olympian number 1134, and it's a real privilege on behalf of the New Zealand Olympic Committee Olympians Commission to present this pin today to Ethan Olivier. This pin is a symbol of achievement awarded to every athlete who has represented New Zealand at the Olympic Games. Each pin is unique, marked with the athlete's special Olympic number. To date, 1,634 New Zealanders have had the honour of competing at the Olympic Games. The very first Olympian, number 1, was Harry Kerr, a race walker at the 1908 London Olympic Games. Today we are here to celebrate a significant milestone in New Zealand's Olympic history. We are honouring our third ever Olympic triple jumper. The first was Olympian number 16, Wilfred Kalanga, who competed at the 1928 Amsterdam Games, followed by Olympian and friend of many, Olympian number 141, Dave Norris, who took part in the 1960 Rome Games. Now, 64 years later, we are gathered to celebrate another remarkable achievement. Please welcome Ethan Olivier, New Zealand Olympian number 1,594, to receive his Olympic pin by none other than Dame Valerie Adams, Olympic icon, 5-time Olympian and Olympic champion, to present Ethan's pin. So Ethan is not in action today, but there's more action on the track. Back to you upstairs, Nick.
Thank you very much, Sarah. As we rejoin the action in the men's shot put competition at the midpoint of proceedings, where Jacko Gill is in the lead with a best of 21.05. Liam Inchuk-Wolf in the circle. I'm relatively happy with that one. He's got a best so far of 17.70. Which is a new personal best, and he's having a little look now to see if he's improved on that. A 17.37 and then a 17.70, and that was a 17.44. So Liam Inchuk-Wolf with that PB at 17.70, but still in 5th position. Jacko Gill out in front. Tom Walsh with a best of 20.86. More reaction though from the track, where we've seen some blistering times. Let's send it back to Dame Valerie with the winner of the women's 100 metres.
I'm here with Bree Masters, all the way from Australia, who won the 100-metre women's race. Congratulations, and I believe it's an equal PB.
Yeah, it's an equal PB. I actually ran 11:23 here 2 years ago. It was raining and it was horrible, and I've been hunting down that PB for 2 years now, so would have been nice to dip a little bit harder and get maybe a 22, but yeah, super stoked to equal my PB.
So coming to New Zealand must be a good omen for you.
Yeah, I've come back here 3 years in a row hunting down that PB, so I feel like we have to come back next year. But yeah, it's a really good start to the season, obviously promising for things ahead.
Awesome. And are you targeting the World Championships this year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to need some strong performances on the board, and the qualifier is always in my eye, but it's obviously the Australian faster than the Australian record. So yeah, always going out there trying to run as fast as possible and just enjoy the process.
We're super excited to have you here once again. I hope we'll see you again next year. So congratulations and good luck for the rest of us.
Very happy Bree Masters there with Dame Valerie. As we go back to the men's shot, Nick Palmer, an adopted Cantabrian. Hawke's Bay though, of course. He's currently sitting in 3rd position with a season's best in 19.41 metres. Very much a picture of consistency, and that has continued there, 19.49 as we take a second look. Did very well to stay inside the circle there. So closing in all 4 of Nick Palmer's series. 19.19, 19.41, 19.39 and now 19.49. Our second place sitter as things stand, Tom Walsh, attempt number 4. And certainly quite pick how far compared to his best so far. He doesn't think it is worthy of a measurement and steps outside the circle. So his best as things stand, 20.86, but again, a picture of consistency, 20.71, 20.68 and 20.86 so far for Tom Walsh. But here is our leader. Sarah Kelly-Ross joins me back in the commentary position. Jacko Gill, and he, well, his 3 attempts so far only separated by 7 centimetres. So very consistent, our top 3 competitors. Jacko looking to improve on his best of 21.05. His PB set here, of course, a couple of years ago. And that looked pretty big. certainly north of 20 metres.
Yeah, Jacko, like a metronome today with his consistency like the other throwers. But he loves competing, and at his home with his family around him, this is where he feels most comfortable. And when an athlete is comfortable, they're generally going to throw well.
And it is an improvement by some 35 centimetres for Jacko Gill. 21.40. So he improves his lead now on Tom Walsh by 54 centimetres. All our competitors still with 2 attempts remaining. Here is Blessing Seffel, currently with a best of 17.46. I don't know, we've mentioned it, Sarah, but the great thing about the positioning of the shot put here at this complex is it's right tucked away in the right corner of the stadium. We've seen the organisers move our VIP area down right in front, and then there is the general admission embankment that sort of covers in and around. So this is probably as close you can get to Tom Walsh and Jacko Gill perhaps in the country.
I mean, you could taste the shot if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it. Now, Chip Wolf, have we talked about his mullet?
I did declare that it's the best haircut of the meet.
So far?
So far. We've still got a best part of an hour to go, but he is in the gold medal position. And he ought to be pretty happy. He's had a PB today, 17.70. His penultimate attempt, the lefty. Now, what would you call that hairstyle, Sarah?
I'd call it a bleach mullet, and I wouldn't be encouraging my son to do it, but I am totally fine for Liam.
The old Joe Dirt?
Yeah, Joe Dirt, actually, yes.
I'm showing that off. I'm north of 30 now, Sarah.
Just age yourself. We're going to the 400. This is the B race down the back straight.
Of course, we have Will Steadman after that effort in our 100 metres in action here as well in the men's 400 metre B race. So coming down that final bend now. And it's Cameron Moss, I believe. Blake Wood in lane number 5. And Jeremiah Rogo, in lane number 3. And Blake Wood, just taking out the men's 400 metre beat. We'll have a look there to see Will Steadman's time as well. No start for young Hunter Scott, featuring in the 100 metres as we take a second look. And a gut-busting finish there and a final kick from Blake Wood to take the win in the men's 400 metre B race. As we go back to the shot, Nick Palmer in the circle. Out to the right, and there's a foul. So Nick Palmer, his first foul of this competition. See there, Tom Walsh up next. Coach Hayden Hall standing by. Coach of Nick Palmer as well, Hayden Hall. There is Tom Walsh, taking a leaf out of our man from Belize, Brandon Jones's work, and getting the crowd up and excited. Penultimate attempt. Timaru's finest, Tom Walsh. Revolution powers through. Does he like it? Wants to find out more. A little shrug there, perhaps to suggest it isn't of improvement. I feel like success here for Tom today, not necessarily it's just getting through his work, starting his season, staying injury-free. The intention for him to compete at the international track meet in a couple of weeks, then on to nationals, then on to World Indoors in China. So busy 6 or so weeks ahead for Tom Walsh. As we wait measurement with his penultimate attempt. 20.48, nothing to be sneezed at. All 4 of Tom's attempts in between 20.48 and 20.86. Remaining in second position behind Jacko Gill. He'll be up next. Jacko Gill in first position, looking to improve on 21.40. And again, it goes cannoning into the safety area there. The white flag's up.
And straight down the middle of the sector, which is a really good sign there for Jacko. Really maximising that incredible power that he is able to generate into the shot. And we've got 1 round to go. Can Tom Walsh get up?
20.85 for Jacko. So 21.40 remains his best. His 4th attempt. We're going to have some more drama final attempts as we had in the men's triple jump. Blessing Sefa with his final attempt. Go back to the track action now. We come up a 5:15.
In this field we have multiple New Zealand medalists. We also have England, who's top 8 at the World Under-20 Championships.
400 metres women's B race. Around that back straight now where the wind is behind them.
It's going to be a close one.
Field, Stella Peerless, Shai Anglin, Jordan Blake, Kate Borton and Holly Rule. And it looks like it is Jordan Blake in lane number 5 in front, approaching that final turn. Anglin, the Australian, though, closing on the left shoulder. Down this home straight, the crowd getting in behind. Anglin closing, but Jordan Blake powering, surging towards the finish line. She'll take it out. The women's 400 metre B race. Anglin in second, and it may have been Kate Borton, young Kiwi, in 3rd position.
That's a great run there by Blake out the front, and that'll be really close to her PB. She's had a good series of meets in the lead up to the Sir Graeme Douglas International in action throughout the country, but takes the victory today here out west at the Trust Stadium. And we'll get her time through to you as we go back to the men's shot put, round 6.
Yeah, it looks like it is an improvement for Jordan Blake going into this event with a PB of 54.55 and 54.38, the time coming through the winning time, a PB time for Jordan Blake.
Great to see Holly Rule in 3rd. Get a personal best 55.67 there. Holly working a couple of jobs today out there running and also working for Athletics New Zealand as well.
Love to see it. So A races for both the men's and women's 400 metres, not too far away. The men coming up at 5:25. But the conclusion of our men's shot put action, Nick Palmer taking to the circle, currently in 3rd position. Looking to improve on his best so far, 19.49. Can he get close or over that 20 metre mark? Here comes Nick. Down the centre of the sector, and it's floating in and around. Certainly by that imagery, it's close to 20, but it is a foul. And there you go, frustration evident for Nick Palmer. It's no improvement for Nick. And he'll move forward. I would have thought, being Canterbury based, he'll next line up in the ITM on the 22nd of February. Tom Walsh, final attempt at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. Wants to hear the crowd, and they respond in kind. Can Tom Walsh close in and overtake Jacko Gill? He's so far 20.86. Oh, certainly clear a 20, which he has done throughout this competition. An acknowledgement and a wave. He looks happy.
Well, it's great for him to be able to execute in that 6th round. This is, of course, as we've mentioned, his first competition since Paris. He had that dreadful adductor, and he finishes the competition with 20.06 as we look at the replay here. First comp as a dad. And he leaves today with a best in that 3rd round, 20.86 for Mr. Walsh.
So there is your winner, centre of screen, irrespective of what happens here. Jacko Gill, the best so far of 21.40. Can he go bigger? It's home event. Jacko Gill. Oh! Look out. Jacko with a bomb late. Over 21 3 times, including his best of 21.40. And wait, with bated breath, he's got to looking straight into the sun as Jacko. Measurement. He isn't sure. We're not sure. We're waiting with bated breath. .21.85 is best for last. Jacko Gill does improve it by 45 centimetres. How about that, Sarah Cowley-Ross?
How about that? Well, that's a great start to 2025 for Jacko Gill, Olympic finalist. And he looks happy about that. 21.85, that's no joke. And we will hear later from our shot put queen, Dame Valerie Adams, with her debrief with this event. But I think that's a really positive start, actually, for both of them for 2025. You know, Tom coming back after such a horrific injury and being able to rehabilitate, not only physically, but mentally as well. And Jacko drawing a line in the sand, saying, watch out world, I'm coming to get ya.
It's easy to forget, Jacko Gill, 30 years of age, feel like we've known him for so long, been around for such a long time. Burst onto the scene very, very young, but maybe his best still to come.
Always hopeful, always hopeful. And great to see that season best for Nick Palmer, 1949, and also a PB for Blessing Sepor. So the men's shot put has concluded. We have got men's long jump underway. We'll bring you some of that coverage soon. But we have got one of the feature events of the program coming right up.
Certainly do. Get around 400 metres. You know, when we go right back to the introduction of our event, this was what you were waiting for, Sarah Cowley-Ross, in terms of your highlight of the meet potentially. I mean, we've had some highlights and some already, but look, Lex Revel-Lewis, 0.02 of a second down on a very long-standing national record, a 27-year-old national record. Surely it's served its time.
It has served its time, and I think there is no better place for him to do it than his home track, with his family in the stands, with his coach, Nure Greenhalgh, watching with bated breath. He's got some training partners in the race as well, Kaharangi Cottrell, and also great to see Hunter Scott a start in the A race, rewarded from his excellent form that we've seen already this season. But these Aussies are not going to lie down for these guys.
Certainly not. A trio of Australians, Tyrrell Thorne with the best of the PBs. Oh, excuse me, Cooper Sherman with the best 45.41, but Tyrrell Thorne not far behind 45.64, which he just set back in December. And let's not forget Tommy Tapuni as well in lane number 7. So the full field start list for the men's 400 metres. Hunter Scott, Kaharangi Cottrell, Seth Kennedy, a really exciting young prospect out of Australia, just 16 years of age. Terrell Thorne, Lex Revel-Lewis in lane number 5 in the green colours of Waitakere City. Cooper Sherman in lane number 6, the Aussie. Tommy Tapuni in 7, and Connor McLean in 8. Speaking of quick, Shea Beach underway in the men's long jump. Now I know you're super encouraged by Shea's recent 100-metre sprint in terms of long jump performances.
Yeah, 10:34 last week at the Potts Classic. That was sensational by Shea Beach. Catapulted him up the all-time list in 100 metres, and if he can translate that speed onto the long jump runway tonight, we're in for a good show. Going back to that 400, let's not forget about Tommy Tapuni, because he had such a great start to this domestic season in November, setting PBs in the 100, 10:51, in the 200, 20:75, and in the 400, 46:28. So expect big things out of lane 7 as well for the young Tommy Tapuni.
All set to go. The men's 400 metres, just moments away. What we hope could be potentially, don't get too carried away, New Zealand national record time. Currently held by Sean Farrell, 46.11 is that magic time. It was back in 1998. Revel-Lewis in lane number 5, Tapuni in 7, and we're just gonna have a reset just as the crowd was building. We need to take a breath as well, and take a look down to our left, the men's long jump. Lane 2.
That's Liam Adcock, who jumped 8 metres for the first time at this meeting last year. He's come back because he knows he loves the track, just like Bree Masters.
8.05, Liam Adcock with that meet record in the men's long jump. Bringing more of that competition in a short moment's time.
So just a green card to the field, so no one is on a yellow at this stage. But let's hope for a clean start here in this men's 400 metres.
And it is a clean start. Here we go. Eyes on the green of Waitakere in lane number 5, Lex Revel-Lewis. Starting to make a bit of ground. Encouraging start there from Tommy Tapuni as well in lane 7 in the black. He's currently in front. As they start to go around the stagger. And I believe it's one of the Australians, Terrell Thorne, now in lane number 4, gaining ground. Lex Revel-Lewis on the right. The Australian Cooper Sherman in lane number 6 in the fluorescent orange. Looks like a race between 3 as they make their way down the home straight. Sherman in front. Revel-Lewis fighting back. Thorne on the outside. It'll be Cooper Sherman who takes out the Sir Graeme Douglas International 400. What a race.
Oh, what a race by those young men. Giving it everything right to the line. We await the times. Bit more of a conservative run for Lex Revel-Lewis through his splits there, but Cooper Sherman and Terrell Thorne, they gave it to the Kiwis. Sherman, great run.
A great run indeed. As we await those times. Take a look at the men's long jump, goodness me. Body on the line. Here's our winner, Cooper Sherman. So we take a look at the head-on replay down the home straight. And Revel-Lewis may have just been pipped for second position as well by a fast finishing Terrell Thorne. I might not even be able to separate them. You've got some information, Sarah.
Yeah, you're right there on the separation. It's Cooper Sherman, 46.14. Terrell Thorne, 46.39, and they're given the same time but separated to the thousands, 46.39 for Lex Revel-Lewis. Tommy Tapuni came home in 47.37, so you can see the carnage there from the one lapper. They gave it everything. The hype was real. Unfortunately, they didn't get that magic mark, but I think we're only weeks away from it.
We're closing in. We're closing in. That's a really good backup race, isn't it, after that PB set at the Capital Classic from Lex Revel-Lewis. 46.11, now 46.39. He's certainly in and around about where he wants to be, getting that New Zealand record, 46.11. But Cooper Sherman gets the job done in 46.14. 20-year-old is in really strong form as well. His personal best time of 45.41 was just set at in Canberra a fortnight ago. The women's 400 metres not far away as well. Men's long jump continuing to our left. So in a short moment we will bring you the starters from the women's 400 metres. A young athlete, plenty of sporting pedigree, Madeline Waddell in lane number 6 as well, but Ali Bear, I believe, meet record holder, the Australian, in lane number 5. We feel the lady to beat.
Yeah, Paris Olympian Ali Bear. She had a sensational 400 here last year. It really catapulted her season, and she climbed and climbed. She was the Oceania champion last year, the Australian national champion, and part of the 4x400 metre squad in Paris last year. 51.77 here, of course, to set that meeting record, and 51.47 PB at the Olympics. You can't ask for more than that. So it's wonderful to have the likes of Bear and the other Aussies hopefully push these Kiwi girls. You mentioned Maddie Wardell. She had a great run against Izzy Neal last week. It's wonderful to see her back in action. Keep an eye on Cameron Smart in the outside lane as well. Former national champion. Hasn't quite found that form that she did, but she's on her way back.
There's Ali Bear there. 51.47 is her personal best. 0.3 of a second quicker than the time she set at this very event last year. She's the defending champion, the meet record holder, and the lady to beat in this women's 400 metres in lane number 5. So they take to the starting blocks. The full start list: Loizu, McShane, Neal, Bear, Waddell, Guthrie and Smart. And a clean start to the race. That first corner, and head down the back straight. And it is Ali Bear already beginning to make some ground on Waddell to her right, and has gone past the promising Kiwi teenager. Making that stagger now, and it is Ali Bear out in front. Jasmine Guthrie, the Australian, in second position, and Izzy Neal thereabouts as well. And in fact, lane number 2, Laura McShane, another Australian fighting for podium places, but Ali Bear very strong, composed, upright and powering towards victory. Great fight back in lane number 4 from Izzy Neal to take second position. Really strong last 100, but it is the defending champion who goes back to back.
All Ali Bear out there today. Brilliant run there by the 22-year-old Aussie. She's been in great form, and that's an unofficial 52.40 as we see the replay here as the 400 metres kicks in. And Izzy Neal, a really good run by her, 53.06. That's a season best. And Maddie Wardell, again, a personal best, 53.16. What can this woman not do? Just a reminder, she's still at high school. She's got school tomorrow. She's 17. So that will be...
It improves on the under-18 national record.
Yes, Nick.
So it's 53.50, and it is now 53.16.
Wow.
Very encouraging, and a season's best too for Izzy Neal, the two-time national champion.
So it's Neil 1, Wardell 1. So Izzy took the Potts Classic title Maddie this last week. Izzy comes up on her this week. So look forward to another battle between those two very shortly.
Look there at Ali Bear. Rest of the women's 400-metre field. Let's just catch up with what we have missed so far from the men's long jump. So we await final 2 track races to come. The women's 1,500 metres at around 5:45, about 10 minutes away, and the men's 1,500 metres as well to conclude our track program. But some pretty big news in terms of Liam Adcock, Sarah, with of course the meet record holder. He's gone 8.21.
Yeah, isn't that great for Liam? I remember talking to him a few years ago saying how much he loved coming to New Zealand, how much he loved this meet, the hospitality, the crowd being so close to the action, and it hasn't disappointed here again for him.
So that meet record coming into today was 8.05. 16 centimetre improvement early on for Liam Adcock as we approach the midpoint, the halfway mark of this men's long jump. And our current second place sitter of Japan, Hibiki Suha, down the straight for his 3rd attempt. Throwing his body into the sandpit. Shea Veach, Kiwi, 7.61, his best. Let's not forget the men's javelin as well as we just pick up that attempt. Men's javelin competition as things stand. We have Yuta Sakiyama of Japan in front, the best of 78.30. That was Kenji Ogura, his countryman, sitting in 3rd. So it's Japan 1, 2 and 3 to be expected. Sakiyama out in front. 4th round of the men's javelin. Our men's 1,500 metre competitors gathering far side. And that, an intriguing race in itself.
Yeah, can't wait. The youngster, Sam Ruth, what can he do? Will he get another personal best? It's just every time he steps on the track. Maddie Wardell, similar sort of vein, you know. They're out there, they're doing it, they believe that they can run fast in these conditions against older athletes. It's wonderful to see.
Yeah, PBs for fun at this point in time. He's got the 3K senior title, of course. 7 minutes 56. PB in the mile, PB in the 800 at the Capital Classic. Minute 50.57. It's yeah, plenty of eyes here on Sam Ruth. We've got the defending champion and meet record holder in the men's 1,500 metre field as well, Ryoji Tatezawa of Japan. And meet record 3:38.29. So Sam Ruth, his PB in the 1,500, 3:49.29. Interesting to see if any of our New Zealanders can get in and around that 3:40 mark in an ideal scenario. The likes of David Lee, his personal best, 3:42. Let's go trackside though, more reaction from Dame Valerie.
Go for it.
Now we're here with Cooper, winner of the 400 metres from Australia. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, look, I'm very happy to have taken the win. That was definitely the goal coming here.
but I think I can speak for the rest of the athletes that the wind was quite strong, and any wind at all in the 400 is probably detrimental. So yeah, otherwise I'm pretty happy with the run and how it went. New Zealand's a beautiful country. It's my first time here, so I've had a good time exploring around, and certainly will continue that. And hopefully goal to be here next year as well.
Awesome, fantastic. And what?
Yeah, well, both of those. Yeah, last year I just fell short of the Olympics, so I'm hungrier than ever to get there and World Champs. I'm not just trying to make it, I'm trying to make a semi or a final, so we'll see how that goes.
Awesome, that's what we like to hear. Congratulations and good for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Dame Valerie there with our 400 metre winner, Cooper Sherman of Australia. Men's 1500 metres, about 5 or so minutes away. Let's see if we can catch up with the latest from the long jump, featuring New Zealand's Shay Veach, trying to get over that 8 metre frontier, if you like. 7.99 his PB. He currently sits in 4th position, 7.61. Let's send it back to Dame Valerie.
I'm here with Ali Beer, another winner from across the ditch, winning the 400 metres woman. Walk us through that race.
Oh, honestly, my ideal just to go out into this race and purely have fun. Not gonna lie, I was definitely very nervous coming into the start line since it was one of my first runs of the season. But the one that made it twice as better just being here in Auckland and running alongside the girls that I've been running with forever. It's just such a privilege to be out here. I'm very grateful to be healthy and just be here in Auckland. But ideally, gonna be 100% honest with you. Normally post-race I kind of totally forget how I run that race. Kind of literally just goes out the door. And my coach is usually like, oh, Ellie, but honestly, I just purely wanted to go out there, back myself and just have fun.
Fantastic. First time in New Zealand. Possibly in the future?
Oh my gosh, most definitely. I love it here in Auckland. Ideally, like I remember when I ran here last year, and the one thing that really stood out was having the long bends and short straights. And I remember like telling that to everyone. I was like, come to Auckland, because I know purely for me, I love bends. So honestly, most definitely.
Thank you so much. And
appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Ali Beer, a very happy winner there with Dame Valerie Adams. And the Aussies, I'll tell you what, they're having a bit of a day. Winners in both of our men's and women's 400 metre events. And of course the women's 100 as well with Brie Masters, as we pick up an attempt there from Shay Veach, his 4th of the competition. Personal best of 7.99 set here a couple of years ago. Let's see if we can get a measurement through. So we also take in some vision from the men's javelin. Plenty to digest here at the Trust Arena. Men's javelin, men's long jump. To our final field events. And the 1500 men and women still to come. 7.37 that was for Shay. So still his best 7.61. The leader, the new meet record, and personal best Liam Adcock, 8.21 with 3 attempts still to go. Here's our 3rd place sitter in the men's long jump, Daiki Oda, best of 7.66. Didn't quite get the steps right there. Tell with a stride to go. Foul there for Oda. We'll have 2 more to go. Back to the javelin. Dale Boats, I believe, of New Zealand. He's currently occupying 5th position with a best of 67.42. So the leader in the men's javelin entering the penultimate round is Yuta Sakiyama, 78.30. But time to introduce the starters for the men's 1,500 metres. I believe we've got 18 runners in total, and a pacemaker, I should say, pacer, in Masato Yokota. But, James McLeay, David Lee, Benjamin Wall, the defending champ Ryoji Tatezawa, Will Lewis, Matthew Hussey, Jaron Clifford, Sam Ruth, Matthew Taylor. Onto the second page, and Joe Martin, Hamish Murray, Ethan Smolu, Daniel Hayes, Darian Sorori, Kayla Wagner, Callum Stewart, Toby Tasker, and Vaughan Murray. It's a real mix of some of our up-and-coming, promising New Zealand runners, headlined by Sam Ruth, the 15-year-old out of Tauranga. And that international flavour in the mix there. Will Lewis, the Australian, his PB 3:39.39. And Tatezawa there, the defending champion. Looks like get close to the front. 3:36.68. Underway in the men's 1,500 metres. Plenty to digest as we take the first lap in. Quite a spread over the field as Masato Yokota sets the pace. As I look down at the watch, and a first look for us in the grandstand down the home straight, and it is the defending champion right behind Tatezawa, followed by Will Lewis and Matthew Hussey. David Lee, the leading Kiwi, as things stand, in fourth position.
So as they head round, first 400 metres, just under, click over 57 for that first 400 for the field. A big field. Yokota of Japan, the pacemaker, as this field starts to spread out in a train behind each other. Young Sam Ruth, he's sitting in sixth at the moment.
And down that home bend once more. And it remains Tatezawa in control over Will Lewis of Australia, Matthew Hussey, David Lee, and Sam Ruth, hip number 8. Only in fifth position in theory behind that pacemaker as they make their way towards 800 metres. As Yokota, the pacemaker, steps away.
So a click under 158 through the 800. No one to take the win for them on this home straight.
So it's splintered, a group of 10 out front, and even there's a front 6 and a back 4, led by the defending champion Ryoji Tatezawa. Will Lewis still in that second position. Matthew Hussey third, the two Australians. Sam Ruth fourth, the lead Kiwi. Here is the bell lap. David Lee in fifth position, but there's a breakaway again. It's splintered once more. There's a lead for Tatezawa, Lewis, Hussey, and the young gun Sam Ruth, the 15-year-old. Wind at their backs. Is Tatezawa going to hold on? David Lee all alone in fifth. The final bend. Tatezawa looks to have pushed clear of the remaining 3 in that group. What does Sam Ruth have left? Down the home straight. Tatezawa in front. Hussey shoulder to shoulder with his countryman Lewis. Here comes Sam Ruth on the inside. Tatezawa's going to win, but young Sam Ruth finishes second. Extraordinary.
Unbelievable. Sam Ruth once again has proven he is a phenomenal talent to watch. look for the times. Ladies and gentlemen, what you witnessed was something very special by the youngster.
He's the truth, Sam Ruth. That is a name you're going to hear a lot over the coming years as we await the times. Here's a look at the replay, and you just look at the smarts of Sam Ruth to see the two Australians head out right, and it just opened down the inside.
Well, a brilliant run by Tatazawa, but at about 80 metres to go, Sam Ruth, he was thinking to go out, and then he saw the gap and came in. Will he be rewarded with another New Zealand age group record? I think he will be.
So take a look at some of the other times. The second placed Kiwi in 5th position in the end, Benjamin Wall getting up for 5th over David Lee. Man, centre of your screen. Brief moment there, Tatizawa goes back to back. Look at this, these young trio with Sam Ruth there in the middle. Posing for photos, and why not? Here are the times. Oh, good golly. 3:41.25. Goodness me. His PB, he's taken 8 seconds off his personal best.
Sam Ruth is the truth. Now, what he has done there is not only smashed the New Zealand under-17 national record, also the New Zealand under-20 1500 metre record, which was Isaiah Purdy's of 3:44.34. 3 seconds. Unbelievable.
And he's 15. There he is. And look, I know in sport, whether it be athletics or any sport, you don't want to heap too much pressure and enormity and expectation on a young athlete at this point in time, but it is hard not to get excited about a phenomenal talent we're witnessing here who has just burst onto the scene. In the senior ranks, he's running against full international high-quality fields and holding his own and some. Sam Ruth, he's going to have to get used to signing a few of those over the coming years too.
That young man who is signing now, Matthew, I met him before. He was so excited to be here today. I said, who are you looking forward to seeing? And that man there was on his list. Now, let me remind you that Sam Ruth is 15 years of age. He's just run 3:41. Yeah. What can't he do?
What a treat. The penultimate track event won by the Japanese runner Ryoji Tatizawa, but Sam Ruth, the big story from a New Zealand standpoint, 3 minutes 41.25, shattering his PB by 8 seconds, a new under-18 and under-20 national record. Moments away from our final event on the track, the women's 1500 metres. But, of course, still the men's long jump going on, as well as the men's javelin. Man in demand, though, Sam Ruth. Let's see if we can get Dame Valerie down for some reaction. Here is the men's javelin. And Edward Rogan of Australia, currently in 6th position. This is his final attempt. 64.25, his best so far. Unfortunate news that came through a little bit earlier on. We were expecting the return of Ben Langton-Burnell to the men's javelin, but a late withdrawal. Hopefully we'll see Ben back with the javelin in hand in competition very soon. Not to be here today. Three minutes away from the women's 1500 metres. So we take it back to the men's long jump, coming down to the conclusion. And that's Shay Veach there with a recognition for the crowd support. Just completed his final attempt. Let's take a look at the replay. His best so far, 7.81. So that saw him jump up into second position. Personal best, of course, of 7.99, and closes the competition with a 7.65. Shave each. Second position with Hibiki Suha. Daika Oda and Liam Adcock still to come. And we are closing in on our final event on the track. It is the women's 1500 metres. 16 runners in all. And Laura Nagel, the favourite. New Zealand 6-time national champion. Personal best time set over in Ireland last year, 4 minutes, 6.31 seconds. And we'll bring you that women's 1500 metres very soon. Couple of runners sporting the sunnies. It was interesting hearing some of those comments there of Cooper Sherman with Dame Valerie not too long ago after winning the men's 400 round. That wind playing a bit of havoc, swirling in and around as the 1500 for the women is underway. Arledge, Bramley, Clark, Edwards, Ferguson, Katagihara, Latika, McManus, Nagel. Stella Peerless is our pacer. Pringle, Bo Ritchie, another really exciting young middle distance runner. She has the hip number 12. Scarlett Robb as well, 16-year-old with plenty of promise. 13, Emily Rowan and Ran Urabe. And a gentle pace to get underway. There's Laura Nagel right there on the pacemaker. Saki Katagihara in second. Through 400 metres of that women's 1500 as we take a quick replay of the final attempts in the men's long jump. Might be close there for the Japanese competitor, Daiki Oda. We go back to the 1500 metres. Laura Nagel there behind the pacer. There's the pacemaker, Stella Peerless. Stepping away. Ran Irabe of Japan in second position. In third place, Annika Arledge. Bo Ritchie there in fourth, I believe, Sarah.
Yeah, that's Bo Ritchie there coming up into fourth. So through 800 and 203, these women are after a fast time. They've just seen what the men can do. And Laura Nagel has had a breakthrough 2024. She didn't race that well here last year at Sir Graeme Douglas, so she'll be wanting to avenge that. And right now, as the leader of this race, and in sensational form this summer as well, taking the 3K title last weekend in her hometown in the Hawke's Bay, and also ran a handy 800 as well. She's looking to control this race with 500 to go.
Not too far away from the bell lap, and it's Laura Nagel out in front. Ran Irabe of Japan. They've made a slight break on the remainder of the field. Katagihara in third position with Bo Ritchie here in fourth, and right on her right shoulder with the hip 11. The splits through. It's disappeared from my screen, unfortunately, but it's a race for first between two competitors, Nagel and Urube, out in front and have broken the best part of 20 metres, 30 metres clear of the field. Bo Ritchie, though, into third position. But look, the pace has been put on by the Japanese middle distance runner, Urube. She's got past Laura Nagel into first position. This is a really strong final lap. Does Laura Nagel have another kick as they make their way around the final bend for home? Nagel, Urube, Nagel fighting back on the outside. She had plenty in reserve. And here she goes, much to the delight of the crowd. Well, she was foxing Laura Nagel, and she is powering through to the finish. She'll take the 1500 metres title at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. Rana Urube in second, and in third position,
It's the youngster Scarlett Robb.
Scarlett Robb it is too. Excuse me. Getting slightly confused with the hip numbers, but Scarlett Robb with a massive run into third. Bo Ritchie finishing fourth. It's Laura Nagel's race. There she is. Very happy with that, no doubt, as we await the times. But a couple of youngsters, and Scarlett Robb in particular, a very strong performance.
Yeah, that'll be a huge PB for Scarlett Robb. She had a really solid last lap, but it was all Laura Nagel. She came back at the Japanese athlete, showing the strength and the speed that she's got to close out those races. And she's got a well thought out season. I was exchanging a few messages to see what her plans were, and she's got plans this year, which is really exciting to see. And she'll be really happy with that showing today.
Time starting to filter through for the women's 1500 metres. Laura Nagel, the winning time in 4 minutes, 17.58. Scarlett Robb's time, 4:22.87. Previous personal best for Scarlett Robb was 4:26.57. So that's a huge PB by the best part of 4 seconds there for Scarlett Robb. Bo Ritchie, PBs, plenty of PBs there on that front list. Eva Pringle, Sasha Latika, as well as Ainsley Thorpe.
Yeah, great to see.
I missed that in the start list.
Yeah,
Apologies to Ainsley Thorpe, the Olympic triathlete.
Two-time Olympian Ainsley Thorpe. She told me she wanted to go under 4:30, so that's great to see. And great to see the triathletes stepping out here on the track. And another PB for Amy Ferguson in 11th there. Now, I got a bit excited about Sam Ruth and said it was an under 20 record. Of course, that's Sam Tanner's record at 3:38. What it is a New Zealand under 18 record. Okay. So just a correction there, because I know that there'll be people out there in the Sam Tanner camp. But the cool thing is that Sam Tanner and Sam Ruth actually are in the same training group.
Yep, so training together with Craig Kirkwood. So, and look, how many years? What, best part of 4 years to go for Sam Ruth for that under 20 record, and maybe a few more along the way as well. Couldn't bet against that. So take a look at our men's long jump competitors, and I believe we might be all done. Liam Adcock, our winner, he's decided to pass. Put his feet up after that meet record 8.21 metres with his second attempt. So Liam Adcock making himself at home here in Auckland's West. Improvement on the meet record that he already held by 16 centimetres, out to 8.21 now. Shave each, 7.81. Suha and Oda rounding out our men's long jump competition. Well, what a day we have had. The weather gods have played ball and our athletes have delivered. Highlights in abundance, Sarah Cowley-Ross, but look, for mine, I'm going to go first. It has to be Tian. It has to be Tian. 10:10. The wind perfect right at that 2.0 metres per second mark. And if that's his first event of the 2025 calendar year. There is a lot more to come. He said it himself to Dame Valerie Adams. He feels that national record will be his. It's a matter of when, not if. Very confident, Tiaan Welton, but that was an exhilarating performance from Tiaan. But you could name several very, very exciting performances here. Hard to go past Sam Ruth as well, Sarah.
Yeah, for me, Sam Ruth, seeing him run that fast in such a classy field against guys that, you know, potentially twice his age, I think to see him week after week over the last few weeks really come on in his confidence, and it was wonderful to see his dad take some photos at the finish line on our vision that you saw, but definitely for me, Tiaan and Sam Ruth, real highlights today.
Let's get down to Dame Valerie trackside. Just waiting for a connection to come through. It's been, unfortunately, one of those days at times. It can be in the live broadcast. We'll bring through some results as we begin to conclude our coverage, though. Men's shot put are very much worth an honourable mention. Jacko Gill looking in really encouraging early domestic season form. The 21.85, but just great to see Tom Walsh.
Not hearing anything?
Back in the
test
circle.
1 2 1 2 1 2 test.
20.86 for him in his first competition since that cruel injury scuppered his chances at the Olympics. So great to see that Gill-Walsh rivalry back in action.
Back in action, all right, as we see the results on screen there. And of course, what we didn't say about Tiaan's 10.10 today, that will surpass his New Zealand resident record to be ratified, but his old New Zealand resident record was 10.18, so that's really cool. Another highlight for me was the women's 400 metres. Great to see Ellie Bear back here on a track which she clearly loves, which is awesome. But I want to highlight Isabel Neal, a return to form for her, and also Maddie Wardell, another New Zealand record, an age group record, 53.16. That for me, we need to talk about the girls as well, the women, so that there is a highlight for me.
100%. And a shout out too, speaking of our sprinters, and it feels like they didn't steal the show, but they certainly shone through. Mitch Joints, really quick. He warmed up the track for everyone, really, over on that back straight with his 11.82 to take out the men's 100 para. And just so great to see our para athletes involved. Anna Grimaldi as well competing here today. A real treat for all involved.
Yeah, a real treat, and awesome to see Laura Nagel there close out the program, and I believe Dame Valerie has got it down trackside.
I'm here with Laura, winner of the 1500 metre women's race. Gutsy and brave race out there. Can you please talk us through it?
Yeah, I was hoping I'd have the pacer for a little bit longer, but she's just run at 400 beforehand. So yeah, just had to kind of go with it, run into the wind, hold form, and then leave it till the last minute, I suppose. The goal was just to win. It wasn't going to be fast. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, you should be very, very happy about that. Obviously, the headwind was such an issue, not only for your race, but quite a few races tonight. Did that impact you in any way?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, it always takes a little bit of energy out of you, but you can't do anything about it, so you just kind of got to go with it.
That's the spirit. So where to next? Where to next for Laura?
Yeah, next I'm hoping to run Aussie Mile Champs in Feb 20th, and then Perth 1500, and then Nationals back in Dunedin, so bit of travel.
But we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season, and go New Zealand.
Thanks to Laura Nagel there, and a great job too done by Dame Valerie Adams trackside this afternoon here at the Sir Graeme Douglas International. That basically concludes our coverage of what has been a phenomenal day of track and field action. Of course, this is part of our summer circuit series, and there's still so much to come here over the course of the next few weeks. I know for me, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be back in the behind the mic at the ITM at Ngā in Christchurch. It's on the 22nd of February, and as we build towards track and field nationals down in Dunedin in the weekend, 7th, 8th of March as well. But what a day it's been. Plenty to digest, and I'm sure we'll be going through the replays and whatnot over the coming days, and it'll be filtering through our social media feeds some of these fantastic performances over the last couple of hours' time. But look, yeah, a final word from you, Sarah. How will you reflect on this when we hang up the mic in a couple of minutes?
Well, there's been a lot of adrenaline flowing over the last couple of hours, but it's been wonderful to be sitting alongside you, Nick Bewley, enjoying our coverage. Thank you so much for joining us here today. It's been great to have Dame Valerie trackside. We've had a great crowd, and hopefully you at home have enjoyed all the action. The age group records, the personal best, a New Zealand resident record. There's certainly more to come. We hope you stay with us over the summer circuit.
See you next time. Take care.